Alright, Bitaxe Gamma 601 by DTV Electronics. Let's go ahead and do an unboxing, setup, and tutorial. Let's see what comes in the box. Warranty card, 12-month warranty, pretty cool. DTV Electronics was established at block number 723,420. Pretty cool. Inside the box we have the Bitaxe miner. Warning label, overclocking may cause damage. Here's a fan, here's the enclosure. This is a pretty affordable Bitcoin miner. Currently on Amazon. I don't know how many they have left, but you can get it with Prime shipping for $109. I'll put the link below. Honestly, it's so far one of the best priced ones I've seen. Yeah, it does this, which is unfortunate, but not a big deal. You just want to uncover this here because the power port is here, and right here you need to uncover this because the USB-C power cable is here, not the boot, and the boot is on the other side. Get this out of the way. I'll clean it up later, but that's that. You get the power adapter. Comes with EU, US, and a couple of other terminals from other countries, which I don't know what they are. This is how it is connected. It's a twist style. Put it in, turn it, you'll hear the click. It's on securely. And that's basically all you need from the box. Super simple to set up. It runs off of Axe OS. Open source software. Really awesome. All we have to do is plug it in. You'll see it power up. The fan will be loud in the beginning as it ramps up. And the next step, go to your phone or your computer. You'll find the Wi-Fi for the device itself. It'll be called Bitaxe _ a couple of numbers and some letters, but it's pretty obvious which one it is. It just disappeared. Right here, Bitaxe 56E9. I'll connect to it. On some phones, right when you connect to it, it's going to open up the web browser. But on Androids, I noticed it doesn't do that. You just press connect only. Now you go to a web browser, and once you go into the web browser, you're going to connect to the IP address here. Sometimes the IP address will list here, but if it doesn't, you can download a free app. For instance, I have Net Analyzer. Once you click on Net Analyzer, it'll pull up the IP address for whatever is on your network. So currently I have it as 192.168.4.1. So we'll type that into a web browser. 192.168.4.1. Press enter. Takes you to the screen right here. All you have to do is choose your Wi-Fi by pressing the magnifying glass. It'll do a search of the Wi-Fi networks through the Bitaxe itself. Here's all the available Wi-Fi networks. This is my Wi-Fi. You put the password in. Save. Once you hit save, you'll hit restart. Now the device is going to restart. And when it restarts, it has your new Wi-Fi network. Now it's connected to Wi-Fi. Literally that simple. The only other step you have to do is to connect your pool. And I'll show you how to do that. Now, once you connect it to Wi-Fi, there's an IP address here. You're going to go back to the web browser and type in the IP address that is on the Bitaxe. We'll wait for it to pop up. 192.168.50.165. This is the user interface, the web GUI for it. Now all you have to do is go here, you go to pool, you're going to put your Stratus host information, the port number, your Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or whatever SHA-256 algorithm address, followed by the worker name, the password, suggested difficulty if you want, and then you can put a secondary pool in case that one goes down, or you can put the same information. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that out real quick. All right, so I'm mining to ussolopool.org. I'm using the port 8002, which is meant for lower hashing devices. I have the Bitcoin Cash address followed by the worker name, Bitaxe02, because it's the second one. Password is going to be X for Solo Pool, but this depends on the pool you are connecting to. And I put the same information for the second one. So now all I will do is press save, restart. Now the device is going to restart. And it's literally that simple. And then you can go to your dashboard on Solo Pool and you will see the device pop up. So it will not pop up until the first share is submitted. On a Bitaxe, I noticed it can take 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes a little bit sooner. And that's literally it. And if you want, you can do overclocking through the dashboard as well. You go to settings, you can change the fan speed, you can actually change the orientation of the display, you could rotate it, you could set a target temperature. Here's the frequency. This is how you will change it, but be careful because the stock power supply it comes with cannot really handle higher than 5 volts. You can slowly raise this one by one, let it stabilize and see what kind of hash rate you're getting and go from there. The Meanwell power supply is recommended by most people. If you are trying to overclock, you can. I've seen some of these go close to 2 terahash. You can also raise the default core voltage. All of that you can mess around with, but do keep in mind you can burn or mess up the unit itself, and the warranty is voided if you overclock the devices. But that's the fun part about it. A lot of people may be into overclocking, some people might not, but it's something you can mess around with to push your devices to the edge. But how it comes stock and how efficient it runs, it's not really that big of a deal. But if you are trying to, get every extra bit of processing power that you can get, it's really worth it. If you go to dashboard, here's the hash rate currently 1.12 terahash. Efficiency is at 16.05 joules per terahash, averaging 16, expected is 16.99. It will show you the best difficulty that it has reached so far, and it shows you a graph of where the hash rate is and what the ASIC chip temperature is compared to the hash rate. Shows you all the information here. Here's your power, input voltage, your ASIC frequency, measured ASIC voltage, the heat, the voltage regulator temperature, which also you need to keep an eye on. So it's on automatic fan. The fan is set to essentially 25%, but it does ramp up and down slowly depending on the heat. If you're in a very, very quiet office, the fan is not loud at all. But if you're in a very quiet room or office, the only thing you can really hear is the fan ramping up slightly from 25 to 33%, 25 to 33%. But other than that, it's not really loud at all. It's not really bothersome. If you try to set the fan itself to lock out at, let's say, a certain percentage, it will tell you itself that If you go below 33%, it's unsafe. It may overheat, but it does have a safety feature mechanism built in that if it does overheat, it will shut off, which is really good to have. But you can lock it at like 33, 32, 30, and you'll be fine. I've done that before, and it keeps more of a consistent hum rather than the ramping up and ramping down sound. But overall, it's not bothersome. These miners are very quiet. If you ever heard an ASIC, it sounds like a jet. It's literally impossible to have one of those in your house or in your garage. I think even your neighbors would be able to hear it. But if you can see right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solo miners on this desk, and you can barely hear the fans going. I'm gonna ramp up these two as well, and it won't make that much of a difference. This is why solo mining is so cool. It's low energy usage, especially if you have solar. Essentially during the day, anywhere from like 8 a.m. to 4 to 7 p.m. depending on what time of year it is, you can essentially run these completely free. And sitting underneath this camera, I have a EcoFlow battery bank with 12 kilowatts of power, which I use that can get me through the entire night. So essentially I can charge my battery bank at night and run these miners off of this battery bank. So essentially all of these are running for free. This is an initial investment obviously of getting the battery, but I have it hooked up to my smart panel here. It powers my whole home too, so it's an investment, but the 30% tax credit was there, which made it a good deal, and I use it as a home battery backup. So there's a lot of options, especially if you have solar. This is really cool because a lot of times you'll be mining, it doesn't even cost you a penny. So yeah, these devices are really awesome. I really encourage anybody to get into it as they're really fun. It's really awesome to keep an eye out to see if you've mined any coins. Bitcoin Cash is a lot easier to mine than Bitcoin. Digibyte is even easier. Obviously the rewards will be less. Oh, we got the fan hitting the wire here. As you can see here, the information that is shown on the screen, it will show your stratum, URL, your port, your hashing speed. Currently it's at 1002 gigahashes, which is 1 terahash. It shows your efficiency. It shows your best, it shows your IP address, a lot of information on here. So it's a really cool device for $109. It's an awesome way to get into Bitcoin mining or Bitcoin Cash mining. And honestly, it's a really cool gift to give people. So anybody who's interested in technology, Bitcoin, it's an awesome gift, 109 bucks. This right here is probably best bang for your buck when you're first getting into it. 1 terahash for about $109, and you can have multiple units. If you have family, friends, and you say, hey, let me buy a couple of these and put them in your house, you pay for the electricity. If we win, we'll split the winnings. So that's also an option too. But yeah, stay tuned. We're going to be overclocking some of these devices. If you are interested in seeing these things, follow along, and yeah, peace out, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment below.